Yeah, I just saw Stacey Abrams' advertisement, and it said that Governor Kemp made it easier for criminals to carry guns. Jesus, you could make it illegal for anyone to own a weapon in the United States, and criminals would still have guns. And their weapon of choice is usually an AK-47.
Another man, and that's when the shooting started. Police later confirmed the victims were as young as 17 and as old as 69.
These incidents have an exponential effect on our community.
Moreland Avenue. Police say the two got into an argument. The manager asking Jean-Pierre to leave. He did, but then returned and allegedly shot her multiple times. At last check, the manager was in critical condition. Jean-Pierre now facing several charges, including criminal attempt to commit murder. Funerals continue for the young victims of the mass shooting in Texas. Parents are left wondering how to keep their children safer at school. Tracy Amick-Pierce spoke with one company in Cobb County that hopes their bookshelves will help.
All these mass shootings, when you have a significant loss of life, it's because he gains access to the room.
So former Army Ranger Pete Ficini helped create the Protected Solutions Bookshelf, a way for students and teachers to safely stay in their classroom while keeping shooters out. The bookshelves blend in.
We didn't want a kid to sit in a classroom and look at something every day and go, oh my God, that's in case someone is here as an active shooter, if somebody comes in here to shoot us.
And they can be used as real shelves, but along the back and the sides, there's a layer of Kevlar.
This is the same type of Kevlar in bulletproof vests. It has ballistic protection that prevents people from shooting through it. And then obviously the big thing is it prevents anybody from gaining access into the room.
Ficini says once the lockdown happens or an alert goes out, it would only take a teacher or a couple of students a few seconds to pull the bookshelf out from the wall, lined up and locked into place. Ficini says it's not just schools that can use the shelves. Stores can have them in stock rooms, and some churches and synagogues have also reached out, adding another layer of protection if all else fails.
We could have saved those kids, and we have to stop thinking it's not going to happen to us.
Ficini says right now these bookshelves are already in place in school districts across New Jersey, but they hope to have them in districts here in Georgia and across the nation. In Ackworth, Tracy Amick-Pierce, 11 Alive News.
And developing help the children who were locked inside. It happened at the Aldi in Smyrna, where a concerned shopper asked the manager to come outside. She called 911, telling the operator it was hot outside. She was worried for the safety of the children. According to the arrest warrants, the children were inside the car for about 20 minutes on an 82-degree day. Firefighters were able to unlock the doors to get the kids out. They were both in the car seats inside.
My customer told me that it's two small kids in a Nissan. I just came outside, unattended, nobody's in there. The windows are completely up, and it's hot.
The Warrens say that both children sweating profusely, and they were lethargic when they were pulled out. Firefighters used a thermometer gun to read the temperature inside the car. After all four doors were open for 20 minutes, they wrote that it was 123 degrees inside. How does that happen?
The rails a little bit. I mean, I signed a bunch of common sense bills, save women in sports. Basically, we're going to protect women's sports in Oklahoma. I can't believe we have to sign a bill that says a biological male is not going to compete with girls in swimming and track and field and in weightlifting and volleyball. There's biological differences between males and females. And I've had so many young women come up and thank me for that. It's not controversial in our state. It seems like some states are listening to a very vocal minority, and they're changing what truth is. I signed a bathroom bill that basically says we're going to make boys go to boys' bathrooms and girls go to girls' bathrooms. And then we're also going to have a third bathroom that if you're not comfortable with one of those two, you can go to this other one. But we're not going to let a boy go to a girl's bathroom. And this is for K through 12 in the state of Oklahoma. It's overwhelmingly supported. To us, that's just Oklahoma common sense. We're not sure why another state wouldn't figure that out. But I have fifth grade girls and their parents just say, listen, my daughter was nervous to go to the bathroom in one school that tried to allow boys to go to a little girl's bathroom. And so we're going to protect girls in our state.
Governor to Hillary Clinton. One member donated to AOC, and then there was also, yes, the daughter of one of the jurors was on the same crew team as Sussman's daughter. So when anyone looks at that, it's like, how do you get a fair shot? And what the defense in Clinton world and the mainstream media is right now saying is, well, they were given an instruction that said you have to follow the law and the facts. And as I've said before on this show, that's an easy instruction to give, and clearly this jury failed to follow it. And any jury that does a jury nullification, which basically says we don't care what the facts are, we're just going to find you not guilty anyway, that's what they do.
Yeah, and I wanted to get you just to clarify, because that's a new term for many people, like jury nullification. That just means that a jury ignores the facts, or what does it mean?
Well, so first of all, it's illegal for the defense to argue for what we've been saying, Devin and I have been saying for maybe 5 years now, that the media was not duped, that the media was in on it intentionally, that the media was connected directly to the corrupt actors at the FBI that we've talked about, Andy McCabe, Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Bill Priestap and company, and this guy, Heidi at the FBI too, that special agent. But they were also connected to the lawyers in Clinton world. And we found out through the Sussman case that there were meetings with Fusion GPS, which is, for those of you who've never heard them on our show, and I don't think there is anyone that is, but just in case, Fusion GPS is basically the media quarterback corporation for the Hillary Clinton campaign, for Russiagate and the Alpha Bank server and the Clinton email scandal. And they basically...
Because there's not enough manpower, there's not enough resources. And that's 80, 100 miles from the border. And those people are coming into the community, and those people that are coming across that are circumventing the checkpoint, are they criminal aliens? Because I picked up, on the Santa Rosa Ranch, I picked up a gentleman that had been deported because he was a convicted felon, and he was trying to get back into the United States. I picked up gang members, official documented gang members in the brush. They say they were out there fishing on private property, and the closest water hole is 10 miles away. And he didn't have no fishing pole. I cannot stress how...
It's okay, I get over it, and everything's fine. We just keep moving. Somebody says, well, how do you fight a multi-billion-dollar industry on the other side? I said, the only thing you have is persistence. That's all you have. You just keep hammering. That's all you got. These are all the games and all the things that we deal with and try in order to have what we believe to be a safe environment for us to work in. And at the same time, we're not, it's an international boundary. We know that. We just happen to be on it. I said, well, you're not in charge of international boundary stuff. Well, I know that, but we're here. What do you want us to do? You know, I've just decided that it's a bigger problem than I'll ever have any say-so about how to solve. But we just start here, where we are right now, and we start here and do what we can do here. We don't really care about Republican, Democrat, or Independent. We don't care. In the Valley, it is a mammoth problem. And I just say, if you're an American, which I'm going to tell you, there's a bunch of them in Washington, D.C. as far as